The works on the 19th was an opportunity for us as the course team, with the ensuing master plan works coming up on the east and the west of the championship course, was to understand the details around what we would need to achieve in ensuring quality, upgrades in irrigation, upgrades in bunker lining, upgrades in turf species, which all affects playability currently on the main course. We've got some issues, so going into the master plan, we want to make sure that when we make these changes that we're getting exactly what we want for the benefit of the membership. Irrigation-wise, it was much around the design phase. The quality of the irrigation product itself is quality, but there are certainly advances in technology in those areas, and we've certainly seen that already on the 19th hole. Back-to-back sprinklers, which means we get complete control with moisture, preventing wet aprons on the front, wet bunkers. So we have complete control of those areas, and again, it's going to increase playability for the membership. The bunker liners, as bunkers here at Royal Queensland, are incredibly challenging without having hard and wet bunkers. Again, with the irrigation, we solve some of that problems, but a full-time technology in bunker liners will improve the way that the moisture rate can be drained through those bunkers. We've also had a little bit of a play around with what that would look like aesthetically, trying to bring the greens closer to the bunker edges to increase the ability for challenge and playability. The turf types is something that we've been running for 2 years now in the turf trials. We're down to our final couple in Tahoma and Iron Cutter. You'll see on there. We've also incorporated a new green species on the green in Tiff Eagle, which is going really well. Again, the point of that is not to take detail from other sites in America and things like that. It's to see exactly what happens on Royal Queensland, on our site, on our soil, how our conditions may affect those turf types. And we're able to do our own trials and understand it, have a complete understanding of how that'll behave. And again, it'll be a playability and aesthetics thing that'll really shine through when it's all said and done. So with the works on the 19th, we've tried to cover over all the detail bits, from sand types to sand drainability and percolation rates, how we want the bunker edge to look visually. Aesthetics is another large thing that we've looked at. Also plant types that we might utilise on the golf course through the wastelands. Currently we utilise spinifex. There's certainly a maintenance and logistics level to all of this sort of work, but the whole golf course, even the championship course at the moment, has a lot of detail in it that I don't think people realise. Talking about cutting heights and the way we prepare bunkers, it all adds up. So, you know, even with the turf types we're looking at, we're looking at things like recovery rate, thatch accumulation, which is renovation, which is a dirty word for most members. You know, we see this visually around the bunkers at the moment with the Tahoma, and it gets to about 50, 60 mil and it just stops growing, which again is an aesthetics thing for me and a maintenance thing that we're really interested in. The Iron Cutter has really come on during the winter season, so it doesn't mind the cooler weather, which is an interesting piece. Our cooler weather's probably only 2 or 3 months, so how that weighs up in everything is yet to be seen. Looking at potentially not having turf on the back of some bunkering we've got over here, and utilising the vegetation in that as well. So currently on the left side you've got the Iron Cutter, and on the right you've got the Tahoma 31. They're split exactly down the middle all the way up to the tee, so when there is play, we'll be able to again test recovery through the divots made once we get the membership on the actual hole. With the wastelands out on the golf course, we're working towards sort of a 50-50 risk and reward when you hit into a wasteland, that you might come in contact with some vegetation, which just makes your golf shot a little bit difficult. So we've got 14 different plant species in here at the moment. They're only tube stock, so they've got a little bit of growing to do. But another feature that we are looking to do on the main course is around the golf, the bunker complexes, potentially just having these plants to contour the bunkers rather than having turf. So it might roll from one bunker into another, utilising this plant vegetation in the high areas to distinguish the bunkers. One of the key areas we wanted to look at with irrigation was having back-to-back sprinklers heads around the greens. So these sprinklers are actually adjustable, where we can adjust where this front one will only be hitting the golf green and this back one will then water out this side. Again, giving us the control of that moisture in the profiles around, eliminating the effect of balls hitting the apron and getting a little bit of mud on them when it gets a bit wet. And it'll also affect playability, where the golf course is designed that you play your longer shots into the apron and let them spill onto the green. So again, another playability feature that we're hoping to achieve with the control of the moisture. This strain of grass is Tiff Eagle. Tiff Eagle's, the way it differs from the 3-8 that we have on the championship course is it's an ultra dwarf hybrid, which means it's just got finer leaf and it has the capacity for the ball roll to be much improved. Its growth characteristics, again, are a little bit lower than the 3-8, but a major reason that I really wanted to try this species of grass is its seasonal variation and the effects that each season has on it, which just means we can get a little bit more consistency across the entire year. Coming into summer, when we're getting storms and lack of sunlight, the 3-8 on the main course can open up and can get a little bit puffy, which affects ball roll. It's a little bit slower, whereas being an ultra dwarf, the Tiff Eagle's quite able to not have so much ebb and flow. It's a little bit more consistent, a little bit more even. We can keep consistent ball roll most of the year. Again, a playability and a membership improvement that I think they'll enjoy.